Good afternoon and welcome back to another ironic introduction to another video. Today I have something really fun. It's a Summoner's Choice champion vote for a champion to come in 2021. My goal for this video is to convince you to pick one of 4 champions. I'm just trying to narrow it down to 4 out of 8. And as always, there's a link to the forum in the description below if you'd like to read the post yourself, and a timestamp if you want to jump to, well, my thoughts, etc., etc. So that said, let's dive in. The Summoner's Choice champion vote. Marvel Contest of Champions has brought in new superheroes and villains from across the Marvel multiverse since 2014. With over 180 champions for a summoner to collect and do battle with, there is a champion for everyone. But now, for the first time ever, it is time for you, the summoners, to help decide what new champion will arrive in the Battle Realm in 2021. The champion choices. Starting on November 9th, summoners will be given the mighty task to select, campaign for, and cheer on a new champion from 8 possible candidates. Hercules, the son of Zeus, man of myth and legend. Okoye, Dora Milaje, warrior of Wakanda. Blue Marvel, magnificent master of might. Dazzler, the walking, talking light show. Morbius, biochemist cursed to be a living vampire. Ironheart, teenage super genius wrapped in technology. Morgan Le Fay, half-fairy pupil of the legendary Merlin. Omega Sentinel, nano-robot enhanced and weaponized superhuman. How the vote will work. The Summoner's Champions vote will happen over the course of 3 rounds. The 8 hopefuls on November 9th to November 13th. The 4 champions who receive the most votes at the end of the week will move on to the next round. The Fabulous 4, November 16th to November 20th. The 2 champions who receive the most votes at the end of this week will move on to the final round, and only 2 remain. November 23rd to November 27th. The winning champion at the conclusion of the round of 2 will be crafted into a playable character in 2021. At the start of each round, summoners will receive an in-game message asking them to cast a vote for who they would like to appear in the contest in 2021. Be sure to think carefully before making a decision, as each summoner will only receive 1 vote per week. Make sure to vote for your favorite. While all these champions could be added to the contest in the future, only one of them will be added in 2021. Votes will be refreshed after the 3-day break between each round, and all voting will open and close at 10 a.m. PT. At the conclusion of the voting period, the winning champion will be unveiled on December 10th as part of our sensational 6th anniversary celebration. Follow us on our social channels for updates each week. We'll share current leaders and hints that might help you make your decision. Have strong opinions on which one of these 8 champions should join the contest? Campaign for your favorite and rally the community by using the hashtag MCOC Summoner's Choice on Twitter. That's a crazy long hashtag. Note that any images promoting the Summoner's Choice campaign vote are not the actual appearance of the champions in the contest. Kabam will use these Marvel originals as inspiration and design a contest version to appear in the game. So that said, timestamp for those of you who want to skip the read aloud. Before I go over the actual champions, I just want to comment on the sensational 6th anniversary celebration. Hopefully we've got something good coming up in December. I do look forward to that. So the reason why I'm just trying to narrow it down to 4 here is because we'll have a second round of voting, and my opinion and thought process and where I allocate my vote might change. Like, I have where I'll place my initial vote already decided, and I'll go over that in a second. But my goal is to convince as many people to narrow it down to 4 to kind of limit the scope and streamline it in the direction that I'm looking for. Now, it's really easy to go, I want this character because I love this character. And if that's where you're at, tell me all about it. Let me know why you like that character. I would love to hear it. But I get the sense that your vote is probably not one I'll be able to sway. But if you're unsure, or maybe you're less knowledgeable or not quite sure who you want into the game because you don't know about lore, etc., I really, really encourage you to approach this from a perspective of what would be good additions to the contest. So my prelude there is that I think skill is by far the weakest class in the game right now. Skill's got absolutely amazing champions, Aegon and Nick Fury, by far stand at the top of a skill pyramid. It's just that after Aegon and Nick Fury, like the gap between like the top tier skills and then the next ones after that is massive. And there are some great skill champions after that, like Delta Spider-Man or Hitmonkey, etc. It's just the difference between Aegon and Nick Fury's value and then the rest of the skill champions is massive. So for that reason, the first champion I want to recommend is Okoye. And I apologize if I'm butchering the name, but this Wakandan warrior, she is just absolutely amazing. And if you really, really like her from the movie like I did, I really, really appreciate that even her husband stands down in the face of her just like overall ability. I do believe I have that right. If I have it wrong, I apologize. I'm pretty sure. But I'm very, very confident this is going to be a skill champion just because like Black Panther was a skill champion, Killmonger was a skill champion. This champion, if she came to the game, would be very, very centric on skill, I do believe. And so for that reason, I really, really want her to be on the list. The second champion I would mention is going to be Hercules. Now, that is because I think Hercules is either going to be skill or cosmic. I'm leaning towards believing he's going to be cosmic because the way they've prefaced him here is son of Zeus, man of myth and legend. Now, if they had done, you know, skill for warrior or, you know, to emphasize any kind of skills or training, you know, hardened and battle earned, if they had gone that route, I would have thought maybe Hercules would lean harder towards skill. I still think there's, you know, the potential for them to go the skill route. Just the way they've set it up, I think he's cosmic. And cosmic is another class that I do think is really, really hurting. Right now, I think Mystic, Mutant, and Science are probably three of like the strongest classes. And then I look at skill, cosmic, and tech, and that's where I start to see like a lot of discrepancies, mainly skill, then cosmic, then tech. And after skill, I think that the question could be a lot more variable, but I would like to see stronger cosmics for sure. So I like to have Hercules in that roster as well. Now, after that, I think Omega Sentinel, and this is kind of offbeat from my typical what would be cool to the game. The reason I think Omega Sentinel is I see a really good potential for a non-tech robot. In the same way that we got Dragon Man as a Mystic, what I would really like to see here is an emphasis on superhuman. Nano robot enhanced and weaponized superhuman. And so my hope there is that they make this kind of like Dragon Man, where this is a mutant robot. I think that would be really, really, really cool. I think that would add a lot of really interesting mechanics to the game, as well as provide a tech or a robot champion to the mutant class. I think that'd be a really cool in. Plus, she just looks like a total badass, and you know how I feel about that. Definitely something I'm interested in. So those are my first three recommendations. After that, I'd say somewhere between maybe Blue Marvel or the Dazzler. I'm not quite sure. Like Blue Marvel, I'm pretty confident would end up being a cosmic champion with the Magnificent Master of Might. It's the Dazzler that I don't really have a lot of information on. Part of me thinks that maybe she would be skill, but that's where I break it down. So I know that's 5, and that's kind of cheating, but honestly, Morbius, Ironheart, and Morgan Le Fay, like my gut instinct is to just immediately nix them from the contest for me, because as cool as I think all 3 of those champions would be as additions to the game, I see Morbius and I see another science champion, probably even a Bleed Immune Science champion, but I just don't feel like we need stronger science options. There's already a ton of really very powerful science champions. I see Ironheart, and I just think another Iron Man clone. We already have enough Iron Mans in the game, even though this is completely different. You know, it still feels like a pseudo clone there, and I just don't feel like we need more of that. And then I see Morgan Le Fay, and just without a doubt, half fairy pupil of the legendary Merlin. I just immediately see Mystic. Like that, it just screams Mystic, and we just have so many powerful Mystics, especially recently added to the game. I don't feel like we need another one, and that hurts for me to say because like Morgan Le Fay is like one of the few characters here that I know their background of, and I would love to have her in the game, especially with that half fairy trait. That's just so cool. But even I'm going to relegate my vote to Okoye. So that said, those are my thoughts. You know, they're maybe not the most well wrapped up, and it might have been a little bit cyclical, but hopefully I can convince you to allocate your vote accordingly. Of course, if I haven't, let me know why you disagree or why you're voting for who you are, and I'll see you on round 2 of the votes. Talk to y'all later.